Hello to all the listeners out there. Today I'm going to cover WWE Clash of Champions, which is taking place tonight, only on the WWE Network for $9.99. There's the cheap plug out of the way. I'm just literally going to be doing the standard predictions. Everyone does them, so it's just a chance to give my 2 cents on anything. If anyone happens to listen to it, feel free. I'm open to talking about whatever. I'm more than willing to accept when I'm wrong. So let's just go through the card as it stands right now. We're about 2-3 hours away from, as I'm recording this video, from the actual event. As it stands, we've got the Kickoff Match, Alicia Fox versus Nia Jax. I don't think I need to go too in depth about this one. Nia will probably destroy Alicia. I'm predicting maybe in a couple of minutes. I know the Kickoff matches probably last longer than that normally, but they always have enough time to build up things, and I think, anything other than a Nia Jax win would be hugely surprising. Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho. Jericho's been on fire lately. I really am enjoying his heel run. The list of Jericho has created so many memes this week. He's just incredible. The man reinvents himself what feels like every day. I'm really enjoying his current run. I'm surprised he's actually wrestled as long as he has. He normally takes quite frequent breaks, doesn't he? So yeah, I think this is a good chance. I think he'll probably put Sami over. I think Sami has needed this big feud since he ended, shall we say. Well, does it ever end? But since the feud with Kevin Owens is wrapped up, I think it's good for him that he's got someone else to work with. I would expect this to be a very good match, and I'm thinking Zayn will pull it off. But I am hugely looking forward to it. The Cruiserweight Championship. I haven't seen all of the Cruiserweight Classic. Yes, feel free to insult me about that. I've only seen like the first 3 or 4 episodes, and then I sort of couldn't avoid spoilers anymore, and I kind of knew who won. So I still plan on revisiting it at some point, and there's no doubt TJ Perkins was a worthy winner. Brian Kendrick seems a weird choice. I haven't seen all of it, so I don't know how he was reflected through that tournament, how far he got. But yeah, I think common sense would say put Perkins as the winner here. I don't see Brian Kendrick. Well, I don't know. It could surprise us, but I think if they've given Perkins this belt for a reason, surely he's going to hold it for as long as possible. But I'm sure it'll be a fantastic match. It's good to see Brian Kendrick back anyway. I did love his tag team with Paul London. I do think he's a very talented guy. Cesaro versus Sheamus. Another feud that feels like it just won't end. I saw the one in London, the O2 Arena. I think that was match number 4. You can sort of see that they were going for this Cesaro comeback. It's very unlikely when they have these best of series. They're normally going to go for the duration of that time. I would like to see Cesaro win this, but I just have a funny feeling they're just going to give it to Sheamus, because Cesaro has just not been... I don't know, he's just not... There's something missing with him. I just feel like WWE just never seems to capitalise on his popularity. I honestly felt he should have gone to SmackDown in the draft, and I think he's probably suffering because of that. And I'm just not a big fan myself of seeing the same match over and over again. So it'll be interesting to see how they book the winner and loser of this match going forward. But I am kind of predicting Sheamus for this one, because it's the sort of thing WWE would do. For Sheamus to lose 4 in a row, well, I'm just not so sure. I don't know if there'll be some interference. I doubt it, but I'm predicting a Sheamus win, even though I am pulling for Cesaro. Okay, the Raw Tag Team Championships. The New Day against the Club, Gallows and Anderson. I'm still recovering from that Old Day segment from a couple of weeks back, to be honest. That was just terrible. And I know WWE has a lot of terrible segments, but just, you could hear crickets in the crowd. It's ridiculous. This is sort of feeling like the end for the New Day's run. It will be sad to, they've been saying all this, 2-time champs, and, this whole reign has been fantastic for, from how far New Day have come from when they started, and the power of positivity, how crap it was at the start and how they've made it successful. Give them huge credit. But it does feel like a change is needed now. And I'm sure New Day, I don't think splitting New Day up in the long term would be the right idea. But I think the club, to be taken seriously, probably need to take this win. I don't know. I mean, New Day could still put it off, but I'm going to vote for the club on this one and see where that puts the other teams in the Raw division. I mean, I'd like to see Enzo and Cass get a bit more involved in the running. I mean, this is a Raw pay-per-view and they're not even on it. That's kind of depressing. Maybe there'll be some kind of talk show. Maybe they'll do something at the kickoff. There's normally something that hasn't been announced, so we'll wait and see. The Raw Women's Championship, the triple threat match. 3 of the 4 horsewomen. Charlotte defends against Sasha Banks and Bayley. As a huge Bayley fan, I do want her to be the Raw Women's Champion, but not right now. I think what helped her in NXT was the long build for the title, and I think that whole underdog story. I know you don't want to repeat something that worked so well then, but I think it would kind of be rushing her now if she would win the title tonight. Sasha, a possibility. I think she's looking for redemption after SummerSlam. It did seem a very strange way for her to drop the title, but I'm guessing that just explained her absence, her injury. And I think Charlotte's doing well as a heel, so I kind of think Charlotte's going to pull this off. I think there'll be a bigger stage for either Sasha or Bayley to regain it at some point. But I'm expecting a phenomenal match out of these 3. I'm pretty sure they're all going to... I know Charlotte and Sasha literally put their lives on the line on that match at SummerSlam. They were determined to put on a great match. So I'm sure this one will be the same. But I think Charlotte will probably, I'd say, get the victory over Bayley, whether it's pinfall submission, I'm not sure. I feel like there could be a potential Bayley-Sasha feud again. I feel like it's hard to explain, but I feel obviously Bayley and Sasha, they can't keep this friendship up if they're both going for the title. Sasha's obviously the more natural of the heel out of those two. Bayley's a big baby face. That's how it would probably work again. But both of them are always going to get cheered, so it's interesting to see how they'll do it. And also Dana Brooke, whether she gets involved in this match, I read some rumour that they're trying to push her as a babyface. How often in wrestling does it work when you like the Ted DiBiase Virgil sort of thing, where the assistant turns on the main person? It's great for that. I mean, look at Miz and Mizdow, the most recent example. It's great at first for them in terms of exposure, but then where do they really go after that? So I don't think Dana Brooke's necessarily ready to be a face, but there's that dynamic to take into account. But I'm going to go for, at this time, Charlotte to beat Bayley in this match. Maybe Sasha will attack Bayley at the end of it, I'm not sure. But yeah, I think Charlotte's leaving with the belt, and then that'll open things up for, I believe, Survivor Series is the next time that Raw will feature on a pay-per-view. Okay, the United States Championship, Rusev against Roman Reigns. I think Reigns will probably win this one. I'm not so sure if he'll win the title or not, because it'd be a shame, because I think they've took all this time to rebuild Rusev. He had that feud with John Cena and it sort of halted his momentum. I don't think it's hard to sort of follow that up when you have like that long streak where you're not pinned and all that, and then it's hard to rediscover that momentum. And I think Reigns, I don't know if he's still being punished for his wellness policy violation, but I don't think winning the United States Championship would be a bad thing. Rollins and Owens are sort of occupied in the Universal title scene, and you can see Finn Balor getting back into the mix when he returns from injury. So it'll be an interesting one. I think Reigns will probably beat Rusev, but then where does that leave Rusev after that match? I don't know what's going to happen with him. It'd be nice if he could, be built up, because it'd be nice to see Rusev in the main event scene, because I think he's talented enough to be there. But it's going to be interesting how they manage that. But I think Reigns is a heavy favourite for this one, and I see him winning. Whether it's winning the title or not, I don't know, but I think he will get the win. Universal Championship, the main event, Owens versus Rollins. I'm expecting some sort of Triple H involvement here. Owens has to retain. We've already had one short title reign. Unfortunately, Finn Balor's reign was hopefully going to be the shortest in its history. We don't get anything similar to that. That was heartbreaking. So I think Owens needs that time to be a credible main event player. And I hope in a way he kind of gets a clean win, because I think that's one of the things that marred Rollins' reign last year, is I don't recall any occasion where he actually won clean, and I think it just it hurt Rollins. And Rollins is obviously slowly turning face, and I think the fans loved him anyway, let's face it. So I think it's going to be an interesting build here. I expect Triple H to get involved, but at the end of the day, I think Kevin Owens is leaving with that lovely belt. The belt isn't actually ugly in a sense. I think fans were disappointed because it was literally the same fucking belt, and they just fucking made it red. I haven't got to explain it. Everyone knows why they don't like that title. I do like that title, but I guess it shows that it's equal to the WWE World title, at least in appearance. Obviously, everyone's gonna. Well, for me, I prefer the World title, but it'd be interesting if they started making more original belts. I mean, the SmackDown Women's title and everything, the tag titles it's just the same with a slight colour change. It's just a little frustrating. I'd like something a bit more original. So yeah, I believe I've covered every match. Hopefully I have. I don't know if there's going to be anything extra on the kickoff show, but just to run through it one last time. Nia Jax to beat Alicia Fox, Sami Zayn to beat Chris Jericho, TJ Perkins to beat Brian Kendrick, Sheamus to beat Cesaro, The Club to beat The New Day, Charlotte to retain in the women's triple threat, Roman Reigns to beat Rusev for the title. I'm not sure, but he'll at least get a DQ win, if anything. And Kevin Owens to beat Seth Rollins with some kind of Triple H involvement. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Feel free to let me know if there's anything you feel I've missed, or if you just want to comment, give me your opinions about Clash of Champions or any upcoming Raw or the next SmackDown pay-per-view. Please let me know. I do plan on doing more videos like this, hopefully, just to get a better idea of other people's opinions. It's nice to just share what people think. So yep, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.